We'll see how it all works out, though, in the end. But yeah, I'm excited. I have no idea what to expect either. I didn't really look at any sort of predictions this year, so it'll be interesting to see what we walk into. So let's get this show on the road. Last time they opened up with Tiny Tina's Wonderland, so I'm pretty excited to see what they actually end up going with this time around. That's going to be really interesting.
And here we go! Hello, everybody. I'm Jeff Keighley, and this is Summer Game Fest, a live showcase of what's next in the wide, wide world of video games. We are live here in Los Angeles.
Hey, Oscar, thanks for the sub, and just this scrub. Just this one. Just this one.
Welcome to our showcase event. Over the next few hours, we'll give you updates on the games you love, be joined by special developer guests, and yes, have a few surprises.
And probably Hideo Kojima.
Now, what I love about this show is that it's a true cross-industry showcase. Whether you play on Xbox, PC, PlayStation, Switch, or mobile, we'll have games for you. It doesn't matter your platform of choice. We're all here to come together as one community.
Unless you're Google Stadia fans, in which case, you know what you did wrong.
Games. The biggest franchises in the industry are here, like Call of Duty. You'll get introduced to exciting new worlds and new teams, and we'll make room for small independent developers who we think deserve the spotlight too. If we do this right, hopefully you'll discover a few new games to put on your wish lists. And even if you don't get every announcement that you desire, and let's face it,
there will be definitely a couple of wish lists. Every Game Fest, there's always like 2 or 3 things where they go, what is that and when can I play it?
Over 30 years ago, Capcom Street Fighter hit arcades, and ever since, this legendary
we're starting off with 6 again, are we?
Series has continued to evolve. Street Fighter 6 is coming in 2023, and right now, we're excited to officially confirm a character coming to the game and show you the exclusive first gameplay footage.
So if they're showing a character, is it either like a longtime faithful or is it something like really weird and like crossover-y? Probably just a regular character. Yeah, so it's Guile.
Let me have some fun. Let's get this mission started.
Hey, the hair's still there. That's all that matters. Also, the better Sonic Boom. No one talks about Rise of Lyric anymore. I feel like every single Street Fighter, Ryu just like adds like another 20 pounds of muscle. I swear to God, he's gonna look like he's gonna start having like Akira level, like just sheer like just gigantic waistline. Asuka's saying, I like how his hair is deflating outward with age. Yeah, I can see that. 2 things seem to be happening. Guile's hair is slowly, like, starting to flatten out, and then Ryu is getting more and more thirsty for everybody else. Because that initial trailer of Street Fighter 6, just everybody would not stop talking about how, like, jacked Ryu was. It's no official date yet, but I mean, they've only announced 5 characters, so it's not like it's that surprising yet.
Next, it's time for a brand new game announcement here at Summer Game Fest. Check this out.
Jeff, you said there were almost no new game announcements, so this must be the only one. I say as there's probably going to be like a bunch of them.
Sergeant Leo Alvarez of the CM Leth Recon Squad. Our mission was to enter the Tantalus base.
I'm liking the vibes already.
And bring it back online. We found the relay, but there was a problem.
I mean, the mouth movements were a little bit weird on that, but hey.
Close that gate. Nothing gets in here. Ray didn't make it.
Oh, it's an alien thing. Nice. As long as it's better than, what was the recent, like, co-op shooter one that they put out, which wasn't that good. I'm already forgetting. It's not Isolation. Isolation was actually good.
This ain't good. What we found was a new kind of evil. And it found
No. There was another one after Colonial Marines, but no, we don't talk about that one either.
this wasn't human.
Oh.
Retreat! Willis! Open fire! Go!
I won't lie though, there is a certain amusement now of Aliens games where you like take on wave after wave of xenomorphs when usually in the movies like no Marine can handle more than 2 at the same time. I guess they're getting better at shooting.
I don't know what I saw in there. But I know when I close my eyes, I still see it. Now everyone's dead.
Ooh.
And someone needs to know.
Bye. Now, I can't really get a vibe of what kind of game it is. Oh, never mind. It's a top-down shooter kind of deal. I mean, that's probably a good idea. Do something a little bit different instead of just the usual, you know, survival horror thing. It is a different way to look at that sort of game. Let me see what that game was, too. It's on my Steam wish list because I want to see how bad it was, potentially. Oh, Fireteam Elite. That's correct. There we go. Yeah, it's not very good, from what I understand.
Alongside its creator, Glenn Schofield. But first, here's the quote-unquote Schofield cut of the brand new trailer with a little more gore.
I don't know what it is yet, but all I heard is a little more gore, and I'm like, you have my attention. Hey, Moboy, glad to hear your internet's back as well. You know, after a day of going dark.
Still the dead moon. Dead. Just like you would have been if I hadn't fished you out of that wreck.
Yeah, Neobari, I think this is the Callisto Protocol. Yeah, this definitely is Callisto Protocol.
Right there.
I love how, though, it's a little more gore. I'm like, that initial trailer was pretty rough, too. Now, this is probably not a game I touch, because I am a colossal bitch. But I'm not gonna lie, as someone who did play Dead Space and did actually like it despite the horror elements, this still does look really cool. Well, from what I understand, Moleboy, I think, because Moleboy's asking or saying that the HP bar is very reminiscent of Dead Space. From what I understand, I think people on the team were part of the original team that made Dead Space.
I just love that last part. Gives me chills every time.
I feel like I'm going to keep talking to chat on the stream. I should probably put the chat up for when I put the VOD up so people know what the heck I'm talking about. Oh, they held on that a little bit more. All right, I see.
Welcome to your new home.
That's right. We know what you wanted to see. And joining me now, Glenn Schofield, Striking Distance. Glenn, first of all, congratulations. This game looks absolutely incredible. And I got to say, the fact that you have built this team, this studio, new IP, shipping...
And now we're in interview time, so in the meantime, I can try to figure out why the chat box is not showing anything on the screen. Come on.
Thanks for having us.
Streamlabs, why?
And for a second, just give me a second. I want to thank you for all you've done for the game industry all these years, man. I think I've known you like 16, 17 years now, and you've been an ambassador.
Oh, now it's showing up.
for
There
new
we
games,
go.
new studios,
There
and,
we go.
I just wanted to thank you. I really do
Oh,
appreciate
well,
it.
Thank you. It's not about me. It's about you guys.
Yeah, I know.
It's not going to be the most visible, but I don't want to cover too
Yeah,
much of the
it's so
screen
fun to do
either.
these
So
shows and to show this game. So people saw the trailer, but what I'm so excited today is that you just brought a raw gameplay sequence. This game.
I mean, you say though that you're clearly not important, Yarbari. Look who's on the stream right now. You think anything on the screen's important except what's... Oh wait, camera. Except what's going on up there.
It's 2 segments in the first half of the game. One is a med bay, another one is a power station, and you're going to see some new enemies, some brutality, some just about everything. We're showcasing a new weapon called the Grip. It's
Oscar, don't you dare.
gun, but it picks up the
You gotta
enemies
make
and
people
shoots
look when
them.
they see this
And
video on
fast,
YouTube that
it
that
rips
this
them
is actually a
apart.
really
It's
important thing
great.
here that people like to
and
talk
then
about.
Check out the nice ending we have, where we we usually will kill our main character Jacob, and
I'm not gonna lie, this guy talking is getting weird to me because it feels like it's a guy from The Sopranos talking about a Dead Space game.
Through COVID, through everything else, the dedication, the hard work, you guys are amazing. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, Glenn, I got to say, again, what you guys are shipping this year, this looks like a world-class next-gen game. It's rare that teams are bringing something out like this year, and let's let the footage speak for itself.
Thank you.
Glenn Schofield, striking distance. Here it is, the first gameplay of the Callisto Protocol.
Oh, nice. We're gonna get gameplay too. Sweet. Yeah, it's kind of the downside, Mole, of any time that they do interviews. It's like they're gonna sell you the game, so you just kind of sit there and you're like, sure, I'm sure this is gonna be good. I've learned my lesson from most games, like Aliens, Colonial Marines, as we talked about earlier, Mass Effect, Andromeda. Sometimes when they say, look, this is gonna be awesome, we got this, and then the game comes out and Andromeda's like, yeah, we got all this stuff, but we forgot facial animations. Oh, hey, it's the gravity gun. You go for the legs first. Have you not played a Dead Space game before? Come on. This demo player is not a very good shot. It's almost like they're intentionally missing shots, so that way it makes the action look more intense. That's realistic, though. We do stomp things a lot. There is a lot of double tapping in Dead Space games. 100% there is a lot of double tapping. I mean, who knows? If this is like day one on Game Pass or something, I might actually consider trying this and maybe doing that on stream or something. I do want to get in the habit of streaming more games, it's just I'm not finding the right games to do it for. This seems like one that it would be that, because I would be constantly in fear and terror because like I said, gigantic bitch. Yes. Yes. Alright, I like that. I'm here for throwing things into one-shot kill fans. I'm in. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh my God. That just happened.
I think he's dead.
Moving on. This October, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 arrives. Infinity Ward is once again returning to its roots for a modern-day action game, and today we're about to show you the world premiere of its gameplay with a level playthrough. To tell us more, let's head to the port of Long Beach to check in with Johanna Ferris, the head of Call of Duty.
Hi everyone. In 2019,
All right, is that a little much?
and on
I know Call of Duty isn't much for subtle, but that might be a little overkill.
We are back, we are bigger, and we are bringing the entire
You know, green screen usually solves most problems.
Soap, Alejandro, and of course, Ghost. We needed a stage.
As someone who just recently left a job with advertising printing, I would be absolutely ecstatic to not know about these massive banners that are costing way too much money and are completely pointless. That is a lot of money that was spent on that stuff, and that is a lot of money that was unnecessary. But hey, if they're going to day one these on Game Pass now when the acquisition's done, I'm okay. I can finally play some COD stories without forcing myself to pay $50 to play a 5-hour story and then never play the multiplayer, because I do not ever want to do that again. I'm good if I never play another game of Call of Duty Team Deathmatch ever again in my life. I've got more than my fill over the course of my lifespan. But the campaigns are still fun. Because I will say, as much as I like to shit on Call of Duty for, like, its player-based culture, I will say that, like, it's some of the better and more enjoyable single-player campaign modes that I ever usually play in when it comes to shooters.
All shadows, the missile is on this platform. I want full containment.
Yeah, Tall Grand, it's the same with, like, those giant-ass E3 banners that they used to do that, like, there was that really tall building and they have these really long strip banners for game releases. And yeah, do they look cool? Of course they do. But they're there for, like, a week. They cost thousands of dollars and waste a lot of people's time, and they probably get underpaid while they print these things. But yeah, it's a vanity thing. It's 100% a vanity thing. It's just being like, hey, look how famous we are, and look how much money we can just burn instead of paying our employees well.
Shadow 1 moving to the southeast stairwell. Scorers, right side.
Well, you guys got to understand, right? Like, benefits and health insurance for your employees is not as fun as a gigantic banner that just shows, like, here's how cool we are. I'm trying to figure out if this is running at 30 frames, because this feels off right now. It's like, man, I would have really tried to use 60 frames if that's not what this is. If this is 60 frames, it just looks weird. The way that they're walking, it looks like something's glitchy. Actually, kind of thinking, I haven't even checked my live stream. Am I even at the highest settings? I'm not. Solving that problem. Let's go. Boom. I mean, the stream's running at 60 frames. I don't know what the gameplay's running at.
We need to move fast. All shadows, force out. I want eyes on that container now. 2 copies, moving. We gotta roll.
I'm loving just the 2 random Molotovs just kind of chilling there. Conveniently placed.
Ghost, they're signaling the ship. They're gonna launch that missile.
It's first stage. There's no time. All shadows, missile is on the helipad. 2-1, we're moving to secure. Cover us. 2 copies all.
Hey, demo player, you want to keep shooting the thing you were shooting at instead of, you know, staring at a wall? I miss the days when they had, like, perfect demo players, so, like, they clearly, like, film the same level 100 times to get, like, the best playthrough. Whereas now all they're doing is, like, they're literally just having the guy, like, do set pieces and, like, making sure they cover every little bit, not moving quickly, not moving. It drives me crazy because it feels like fake gameplay. Because if that was real gameplay, I 100% would have peeked around that corner to see the flashbang go off. And you're right, Mole, this does feel like every other COD game. That's because it has been every single COD game for X amount of time.
Roger that. Confirm when the objective is neutralized.
That's why I only choose to play the campaigns, because at least they're fun romps to feel like a god if you don't play like the hardest difficulties where it's just BS spawning for like every single level. And like I said, if they're going to be day one on Game Pass, well, that gives me an excuse to play them now without any worry about it, because I won't have to be spending way too much goddamn money for it. I'm on a boat. Looks less like they're on a boat and more like they're riding a horse right now. I think we understand now why they were on a dock, because or on a barge or whatever you want to call the thing where all the shipping containers were. Look at where the level is.
Let's have ourselves a gunfight.
Are the shipping containers going to have massive Modern Warfare 2 banners too? Yeah, exactly, Mo. If this is real gameplay, it would be just be constantly sprinting and then dying at least 7 times because you went too far and walked into like 10 guys. Whereas this unrealistic movement is basically the player being like, look, these boxes are moving. Yep, also triggering the autosaves. That is 100% true too. Yeah, look, I'm not great at video games. I am 10 times better than this player. My word, this is terrible to watch. If this is how you're selling me on the gameplay, it's a good thing that I know exactly what Call of Duty is, because otherwise I'd be watching this game being like, wow, this plays like ass. When in reality, it's just the player is playing like ass. Clearly, aim sensitivity would be like at least 50% higher on my end. Like, this guy is aiming like he's playing a Resident Evil, like, third-person game right now with how slow he's aiming.
Check it. Controls are internal. All right, stand back. This is Shadow 1 going explosive on bridge entry. 3, 2, 1, execute!
Oh, I guess we went into spoiler territory. Oops.
Pre-order now and get early access to the open beta.
Also, can I just note that now that I realize this is a sequel to their last, like, redo of Modern Warfare, I really hate the way that they've named the games now. It's like, no. There already is a Modern Warfare and a Modern Warfare 2. This is weird. Stop trying to do, like, what a lot of companies try to do, which is not number them endlessly so it doesn't make the game feel like it's old. It's like, guys, it's a good thing that you're at Modern Warfare 6 now. That means it's been successful.
Captain John Price and Gaz Garrick. You know, they're not...
Bro, you're indoors. Take the hat off.
But they're returning members from 141. And then the other two characters that you may recognize from the older franchise that we're reimagining are Simon Ghost Riley.
Honestly, Neobari, they don't need to number Madden. We all know it's the literal same game every year anyway. It's just...
that we're really excited,
eventually, they'll just start replacing the boxes on the shelf and you won't know the difference.
Commander Philip Graves and Mexican Special Forces Colonel Alejandro. And Alejandro, I gotta say, it's a character we're really excited about. He's a guy who's super capable and a guy who's just as important as Task Force 141. But as far as the levels concerned...
No, Tall Gray, no, you misunderstand. She intentionally drowned herself and then respawned in the actual respawn. He rushed across the map to set the new spawn point to this room. That's how it worked.
Devs here. and you know, you saw the wind and the animations and the awesome sound design, and of course our new water tech, which is actually pushing the boat in different directions. It's creating a physically dynamic environment, allowing for the cover you were seeing in.
Yeah, there is a bit of a trend so far in the stream. It's been overall central.
Would shift and leave you exposed, but it also leaves the enemy exposed, creating this emerging.
Did I miss the meeting that overalls were suddenly? I wouldn't even say back in style or suddenly in style, because I missed that meeting. Mind you, I never attend any of those meetings. I just wear a graphic T-shirt all the time, so I'm more in the Phil Spencer camp. I just changed shirts every couple of minutes.
Yeah, we first of all, thanks for having us here. We're just so excited for October 28th. It's such a big moment, not just for Modern Warfare 2 and everything that Jeff and the team at Infinity Ward have built, but it really marks the step change, what we're calling a transformational moment for the entire franchise. You're going to see incredible rendering, incredible graphics, all the things just within the game itself, built all on one shared engine now across Warzone and Modern Warfare 2 going forward. Of course, there's a lot of chatter and interest about the new Warzone experience. We're affectionately calling it Warzone 2.0. There will be...
Yeah, because only COD players seem to care about Warzone anymore, because you guys decided to try to go and put your hat in the Fortnite thing, and it worked, except it's now literally chomped away everything else that all your other games have. Because no one gave a shit about the last Call of Duty. And it's so much that no one gave a shit that I already forget what the title of that Call of Duty was.
Well, before we leave, we got to ask a little bit about Warzone 2. I know we just, we're showing gameplay here on this, but can you tell us anything? It seems like there was a little bit of a tease maybe in the trailer yesterday.
Yeah, when we're seeing that from the community, we love when the fans can pick up some things.
Like, it's almost at the point, honestly, that if COD wants to do its Warzone stuff, they need to stop making, like, single and multiplayer games together. Like, if you want to make a campaign that badly, like, that, just make that a game. Don't mix in this multiplayer stuff, because you could easily just throw a team deathmatch mode in Warzone and just add it to the 2,000 gigabyte frickin' download that you're forced to do every single time.
Looking forward to October. Thanks so much for giving us a first look at the game.
Because, like, it's very weird now that they have Warzone, but they're also trying to, like, keep a product together with, like, deathmatch and stuff. It just seems odd.
A classic PC gaming franchise is coming back with a sequel over 30 years after its first release. I loved this game when I was growing up, so I'm honored to share this very first.
Oregon Trail 2, let's go. Not Oregon Trail 2. I have no idea what franchise this is. I'm 34, and I definitely was not playing PC games back then, so... so flashback. Yeah, I've never seen it before. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that was a really horrible way to show some of the trailer stuff. I felt like that, almost like, here's footage inside of this massive, like, puzzle thing we've done. It looks weird. I'm not sure that's supposed to get my attention. I would have rather just seen, like, better look at the gameplay.
I'm so excited. The team at the Astronauts in Poland has put together an in-depth look at the gameplay of this dark fantasy first-person shooter, which will enter early access soon. I am so excited to play this, and I bet you will be too after you see this.
Oh, are we getting gameplay now, or is this something else? Oh, this is something else. I'm getting, like, massive Painkiller vibes from this. Ding ding. I mean, I'll say, like, the gameplay's not bad. The music choice here, though, is not great. This needs to be way more badass sounding. It's too tame. Way too tame. Alright, that's neat, though. I'll keep an eye on it, but I don't know if I'm going to be, like, super excited for that.
Okay, next up comes an ambitious new game from a new independent studio in Europe starring some very familiar names. Enjoy this world premiere new game announcement.
Officer Taylor, Medlog.
I was definitely waiting, Neobari, for, like, I wanted some heavy metal, like, and then heavy metal with a lute melody on top of it. That's what I was hoping for.
Solace, everything okay in there?
I was like, wait, didn't we just do the Callisto Protocol? Man, if you put these two back to back, you almost wouldn't have known the difference.
Something's going on here. And I need to find out what it is.
So it's basically a horror story when Elon Musk sends people to Mars game. Got it.
That's something brand new, and look who it is. Troy and Roger in person. Guys, this is so fun, the fact that you're working on a game together. What a cool team up. Welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
I gotta ask
Jeff
you guys,
trying really
who
hard
are
to
your
be,
characters
like,
in this game?
tame, but he's turning into the fake voice again.
Officer who's stationed at this base, Fort Solace. And it's the epicenter of this mystery that we'll discover and uncover as we go through the game. And of course, my character will be at times.
I'm not gonna lie, I always hate that voice. They're like, oh man, it's so cool to see you guys. I'm like, bro, you know you don't talk like that. Stop.
By the way, Jeff,
Stop.
it's so great to be here. Thanks for having us.
So like, I'm assuming one of two things. Either Jeff is like does not give a shit about this game and is trying really hard to pretend, or he has beef with one of these two people.
Engineer on a remote Martian mining post.
Okay.
His job is to make sure that none of the equipment breaks down while it's on their graveyard shift. The graveyard shift meaning Mars and Earth are really far apart from each other and their orbits around the sun. So help is not a simple call away.
I gotta ask. I think a lot of people will see this thing and they'll probably wonder.
True, Oscar. It could be
It's
both.
a new team,
True.
right? Independent studio in Europe that's making this, but with huge production values. I'm curious, like, how did you guys get attached to this? Tell us a bit about the background.
I will say that 2020 to me was the most impactful year for games. It was the first, I mean, obviously we had this unprecedented event with the pandemic and that forced the way that we looked at everything as a society, but also the way this industry functioned. But it was also brand new consoles. We had more tools that were being made available that were leveling the playing field between like the AAA studios and the indie studios or the AAA studios.
I'm hearing an answer, and all I hear is, I got a phone call from my agent, and he said, this random studio in Europe is offering you X dollars to do this. And he's like, bitchin'.
He walked me through a very brief description of what the experience was going to be like. And in the very beginning, he said, we want this to feel, it's a tight thriller. We want it to feel like Dead Space meets Duncan Jones' Moon. And I was like, sign me up. I'm into that, absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie, Mo, like, I feel like if someone actually did one of these shows and was like very realistic about it and like not, and like just not being all that excited for everything, but like just trying to be inquisitive and asking questions, I think people would almost respect it more because they at least know, oh, you're not trying to, oversell this to me. But of course, then no company would ever participate in these shows, except for probably Devolver Digital, because they think it's funny.
I mean, it looks absolutely phenomenal. Can you give us a hint about the gameplay? Like, what are we going to do in this game?
Yeah, the verbs are always important. So we're going to let the game speak for itself. We'll be showing you more later on. But this is a game where you as the player, you're going to be exploring, you're going to be discovering. Like we said, it's a very tight thriller. So you're moving very fast-paced through this world. There'll be multiple locations, multiple ways for you to traverse, which we're excited to show you about. And then the narrative is a huge element to this. They didn't waste any resources on the performance for sure. I got to tell one quick story, if I can. It was one of our favorite moments. There is a lot of action in this game, and that was at the forefront of this. And to speak to the performance capture aspect, we brought in an incredible, I got to give him a shout out to Nathaniel, our stunt coordinator, who walked us through and really approached this in a completely different way than anything I've ever done before. And he says, I want to know the story of this fight. And so Roger and I sat down. We said, these are who our characters are. And he goes, give me 1 hour and I will come back to you with the story of this fight. And after an hour, he comes to us and he goes, it was like a recovery program. It was 12 steps. And he walked us through this incredible fight. And about halfway through it, I started tuning him out. And I was like, hey, man, I just want to let you know I've got no ego about this, but I can do a lot of things, but I can't do this. And he grabbed me by my shoulders and he says, oh, you can. You will. And it's going to be glorious.
And we did.
And we
it's
did.
Like a dance. There was a lot of trust, and it worked out.
Yeah, I mean,
we're
big,
excited
big
about
stunts. I mean, this is so cool to see. It's an independent studio doing this, teaming up with you guys. We can't wait to see more.
Was that really the conversation? Did he grab him by the scruff of his shoulder and be like, we're paying you to do this shit.
All right.
Fucking do it.
Keeping up with the space theme, it's time to world premiere a very exciting new game, which will feature a musical score by industry legend Mick Gordon. This one is going to grab you, and we are
Isn't Mick Gordon Doom, I think? I'm getting the sense of a theme in this show, which is like sci-fi retro. Also like fog and rain. Yeah, did everybody see the story of like the Dead Space remake and said, oh my god, we gotta do the exact same thing? Worst jump scare of all, technology jump scare. Oh my god, it's Alien meets Fatal Frame. Hit him with the camera. Hit him with the camera. Oh, this is a big nope from me. Oh, this is a big nope from me. Nope. 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 You are not more realistic Five Nights at Freddying me.
Xbox and PC. It was first announced a decade ago and is now officially back. I can't wait to see more. Now it's time to check in with a very special guest.
Summer Game Fest has been in a nutshell so far. Games I don't care about, or games that will scare the shit out of me, and I definitely don't care about. So far, I haven't had that one game that's gotten my attention. Oh, hi, Dwayne.
And what is up to the Summer Game Fest audiences live streaming right now around the world and everybody inside the epic IMAX theaters. Dwayne Johnson here.
Rock goes, hey, do you guys like space horror thrillers? It doesn't matter what you think about space horror thrillers.
Sweaty and smelly Iron Paradise, powered by, of course, Zoa Energy, the #1 fastest growing
product placement
game. You guys know me by a lot of nicknames. The Rock, La Roca in Spanish, Uncle Handsome, sexiest man alive, Big Drink Energy.
Honestly, Mo, you'd be surprised. He does a lot of stuff for like smaller people. If he's really friendly with people, he'll do whatever they want. Like,
you guys also know me as the greatest and most
motherfucker's making way too much money. He doesn't care anymore.
Gaming that happened. You know me as the Foundation. And I got to tell you guys, #1, thank you so much for the crazy response of me becoming the Foundation, but also I got to say that, I've had such a pleasure working with Epic Games and the teams over there, and we cannot wait to show you what we have in store for the future. And speaking of the future, in the future, you will also know me as Black Adam. Black Adam, as millions of you know around the world who know the Black Adam mythology, he is ruthless, he is unstoppable. And for those who don't, I always like to say a quick tutorial is this. Black Adam has the powers of Superman, but the only difference, well, there's a few differences, but one of the biggest differences is Superman's weakness is magic, and Black Adam's, one of his superpowers is magic. So you do the math. October 21st, I cannot wait for you guys to see Black Adam around the world in theaters only, and you guys will finally see the hierarchy of power in the DC universe.
I'm not gonna lie, I love you, Rock, but like I do not care about DC films anymore, and I especially do not care about Black Adam. So I am waiting patiently to find out how bad that movie is.
I'm honored to show it to you guys on October 21st. So until then, stay healthy, stay safe, stay focused, keep having fun, keep kicking ass, enjoy your gaming, and I'll see you down the road. This is Black Adam.
Black Adam. What have your powers ever given to you? Nothing but heartache.
I'm not gonna lie though, the idea of Pierce Brosnan being in one of these two is actually interesting to me. There's enough there to at least have my attention, but like I still can't get over the fact that it's a DC movie and it's basically like a 75% chance I'm gonna hate it. Because apparently DC doesn't understand what fun is on a film screen.
Or you can be its savior. That's up to you.
Behind you! Did he just catch a rocket? He got a rocket.
I mean, does that trailer make me want to see the movie? No. Because did it look fun? No. Oh hey, it's that game I played for 2 weeks and then said, this sucks, I'm not playing it ever again. It's really poor man's Destiny. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad game. It just, unlike Destiny, this game gets old stupidly fast. Because it has legitimately no interesting story. Because, like, honestly, if they put, like, the Destiny level story with this game, I think I'd actually love this game. Because the combat was really, really good. But it's so boring. There's nothing to latch onto. I see they're going the other way of trying to get attention. Look, here's a really, really attractive villainous girl that you're going to have a lot of Rule 34 art done of. Yeah, Mullet, you got it right. The tentacles are already there. Like, the work is already done. All you gotta do is just let the art speak for itself. Yeah, Nintendo, you're not doing a great job of getting my attention there. Now, Fall Guys, on the other hand. Yeah, if this game went free to play, I wouldn't be surprised. I think they've made as much money as they possibly can out of it, so now it's time to just go for... You're already doing Fortnite level crossovers with all the costumes. You might as well just start getting it to the point that you're just getting people to spend money. Yep, there we go. Oh, wait. Is that meaning it's going to be free to play?
So fun to see Courage
I mean, that's season 1, so I would assume that means yes. Yeah, so they're moving to free to play. Not surprising.
Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. All right, back to another new game announcement. We're going to announce a brand new game.
Honestly, Asuka, like it's not like you're missing much. They just add some cool costumes that are like reminiscent of like old properties. It's a game that you pop in once every little while and play a few rounds of, and it's still fun. That's about it.
Signal's breaking up. Command, I'll do one last scan. See you soon. Over. Okay, hurry. Now we're talking.
Booty shot.
Command, I may be onto something. I have it, Command. Repeat, I have it. Mission accomplished.
Lol, JK. Oh, hey, it's the Gargoyles remake. Your back should be broken?
Hang tight, Doc. I've got this.
Hi, not Overwatch, but totally Overwatch looking thing.
Glad you could make it.
We gotta move. Now. There's a storm coming. And hell's coming with it.
Okay, but gameplay, please. No? Alright.
There you have it. Tim, congratulations. Stormgate is real. We have a name and some details. So, first of all, congratulations on this announcement. We're so excited about the return of RTS, brand new.
Oh, RTS. Never mind.
Stormgate, though.
Never mind.
All right, so Stormgates
Unless it's like XCOM, I'm out.
During a massive solar storm that unleashed the infernal host on future Earth.
Okay. And we saw some hints of some. I mean, you know, you guys coming from Blizzard and StarCraft, everyone wants to know about races. You know, tell us about the sides in this RTS.
Yeah, the comment of it's real, and we're like, nobody knew the Stormgate title was real.
So the human resistance, and we saw an archaeologist from the human resistance in that intro cinematic, and then also the infernal host.
The it's real comment would work for something like Beyond Good and Evil 2 now.
I think one thing everyone wants to know about, especially your background pedigree of the
Because
team,
I'm just assuming that game was like we actually imagine that trailer because it's just not existed
I know
since.
you're going to show us, I think, some hints of where you're going to go image-wise with the actual gameplay made in Unreal Engine. But any sense of what you want to do for the gameplay in this game?
Absolutely. But the first thing I want to say is we are very consciously trying to stay true to what players already love about RTS. Where we're really trying to push the genre and be innovative. First off, approachability. For one thing, we're free to play, but no pay to win, no NFTs, nothing like that. Just to lower that barrier to entry to get players in. But we're also really trying to be a lot more social. So you'll be able to play the campaign cooperatively. We've got 3-player open-ended co-op, and we've even got 3 versus 3 for competitive multiplayer. But of course, we've also still got 1v1 competitive.
And as a little surprise, I think we've got some first kind of work-in-progress images from the game, right?
Yeah, these are still very much still being worked on, but some shots of actual assets that we're building in Unreal Engine 5.
Wow, well, I love it. And 2023, you said, for the beta, so people can sign up now, get ready. And I'm just so thrilled that there is a brand new RTS franchise coming from you guys and your background and what you did. You know,
I mean, for that group of fans, I'm sure they're ecstatic because it seems like Blizzard has no intention of doing anything
Thank you so much
good with that license ever again.
Awesome. All right, Frost Giant, Stormgate, keep an eye out for it. Now it's time for another indie game announcement that I'm excited to share with you. High Water. Check this one out.
Good morning, High Water dwellers. High Water Pirate Radio, keeping you in the know with our flow. Alphaville authorities continue to deny false rumors that Alphaville elites are planning to evacuate to Mars. True or not, the one thing we can't deny is that the world ended on a sunny day.
The world ended on a sunny day. Boys and girls surfing in the bay. Kids clamored in the park. No one suspected the coming dark. The wave was coming, but the sky was clear.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm getting really tired of dreary, like, lonely, depressing games. The world's depressing enough. Can we just have, like, wacky games, like, for a while? Can we just have a good stretch of, like, stupidly dumb, wacky games for a little bit? Because so far I've basically had 3 emotions during the show. Like, fear, boredom, and loneliness. And I don't like any of the 3.
What a breath!
Like, so far it's been kind of disappointing so far. Like, I haven't had that, like, they started off with Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, and I was like, damn, that's a good start. I haven't had anything of that level yet.
It's not far from anyone's mind, and it's impacted the development of games, including Replaced from Sad Cat Studios, a Belarusian studio with devs from Belarus and Ukraine. The team had long hoped to reveal a new trailer here today, but were understandably unable to complete it in time. Guys, I just want to say we're thinking of you and all the developers impacted by the conflict and hope to be able to share your work at a future show. All right, our next game is an official selection of the Tribeca Games Festival. It's American Arcadia, where you play Trevor, whose life is being televised with the viewing population constantly voting you up or down. When you become unpopular,
So Truman Show, the video game.
running for your life. Check this out.
Picture a city where technology and science go hand in hand with fun and entertainment.
Why does this feel like Howard Stark speaking right now?
Walton had a dream to build the city of tomorrow. That dream
This genuinely feels like it's a Howard Stark biopic right now.
is Arcadia. A 43-square-mile metropolis where each and every citizen enjoys a life of luxury and comfort.
Except for Trevor.
Broadcast live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on every digital platform. American Arcadia. Control Subject on the run on camera 4025. Interrupt broadcast immediately.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I love the vibes of this. This looks like fun.
Listen to me. We can't allow Trevor Hills to escape under any circumstances.
Trevor, can you hear me? Be careful and don't make a sound. Don't worry. I'm going to get you out of there.
Yeah, that looks interesting. That'll keep an eye on.
Apparently we've made it to the beach. Next up is a sequel we've all been anticipating for a long time. There's Trouble in Paradise, and watch out, you don't want to get bitten. After many years of rumors, we finally get an update on this much anticipated sequel.
I say much anticipated sequel, I'm still trying to figure out what it is. Oh yeah, wasn't this the setup to the Dead Island 2 trailer way back when? Oh, nope, never mind. It's Goat Simulator 2. Never mind. Obligatory Wilhelm scream. Love it. I mean, look, Goat Simulator was fine. But, like, I'm not going to sit here and say it was amazing. This would have to be more of just, like, actually, like, well-controlled chaos. It also just seems like a great kind of game. Oh, there's a third one? I didn't even know there was a second one. Unless that's a joke. In which case, I like the joke.
There you have it. That was Goat Simulator 3, and it's coming later this year to the Epic Games Store. Now, last year, Marvel and 2K
Alright.
Marvel's Midnight
Alright, I'm in for this. Let's go. You have my attention now.
Behind XCOM and Civilizations. Heroes from the Avengers and X-Men crossover with supernatural ones like Blade and Ghost Rider for a battle against Lilith, the mother of demons. Today, we've got to look at some new folks set to join the battle.
Okay, now I'm sold. You're already starting with that. Nice.
Mother won't hurt you.
Typical Parker luck. I'm gonna need some backup.
Nice. Remember the whole thing we were talking about with Kerrigan earlier? Yeah, giant-ass symbiote monster. Nice. Oh, shit.
it did that one time.
That was Midnight Suns, and now we're moving on to the wonderful world of Cuphead, the delicious last course. And can you believe it? We're only a couple weeks away from playing the delicious last course DLC. You see how they did that for Cuphead? Joining me now is Maya Moldenhauer from Studio MDHR. So first of all, Maya, it's really coming?
It's really coming June 30th on all major
Stop
platforms.
asking that stupid question.
I'm so thrilled, too. That
They wouldn't be here if it wasn't coming.
Here, and I've been lucky enough to play this actually on my Steam Deck last week, and you guys gave me a copy. I can't. People are not going to be ready for how amazing this looks and the backgrounds and what you guys have done. I feel like you've amped up, obviously, the gameplay. It's difficult, as we would expect, but the visual look, you guys have taken it even.
Yeah, there's two things can we go without now? It's real and it's finally coming. It's like no, sorry, it's actually coming. It's like no. When it's a game that was already been announced, saying it's finally coming is not no, stop.
Chalice is fun to play as, and even though this is a DLC, it feels like it's its own game inside of Cuphead in many ways.
It is, definitely.
Yeah, you just get on the island, and there you are off to this new territory, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's our biggest island yet. Super-sized bosses, lots of secrets to discover.
Jeff's trying to talk like a fan, and she's like, I have my talking points. Please stop trying to make it sound like I have to have a conversation with you.
Too much spoiled about the game, but you brought a little something.
A little something, yeah. It's brand new gameplay footage of one of our new bosses, Mortimer Freeze. It takes place in an icy arena and features some of my personal favorite attacks and transformations. We hope everyone enjoys it.
All right, let's check it out. Cuphead, the delicious last course. Thanks, Maya.
I feel like I'm gonna die many, many times to this fight. See, this is good gameplay, because it actually shows somebody who's good at this game.
Now, if you want even more Cuphead, and who doesn't, tomorrow we will show you an exclusive look at Season 2 of the Cuphead Show.
Oh yeah, I forgot they actually did a show so far, and I haven't even seen that yet.
Show and game announcements. It streams at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. And that's not all. There's more Summer Game Fest all weekend long. Coming up next is the Day of the Devs Indie Showcase with I Am 8-Bit and Double Fine, then Devolver's Marketing Countdown to Marketing. Tomorrow, after Geek Week, there is the Epic Games Store Showcase at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, with news on Rocket League and the Tribeca Games Showcase. And Sunday, don't miss the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase,
Which I will hopefully be also streaming for.
Game Pass. Now we have some exciting news for Nintendo Switch and PC fans about Neon White, a game where you play an assassin from hell who slays demons for the chance to ascend to heaven.
Okay, whoa, you gotta give my brain a second to catch up with this.
We're called neons. Sinners plucked from hell to do God's dirty work. But I'm finding it hard to believe we're in heaven.
So it's like Mirror's Edge meets Super Hot meets card game. You have my attention. You have Talking Cat. You have my attention. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is actually pretty cool looking. I could do without the visuals trying to completely throw me into an epileptic shock.
showing you lots of games today made by huge teams. Now it's time for a game made by a single father in Poland. Over the past year, he's brought on some help to bring his vision for a fast-paced action game, Midnight Fight Express, to life. Let's take a look.
It's kind of funny though, Oscar. They're saying, "Oh, it's going to be here in a week." I'm like, shit, you couldn't make it ready just to say like now? Like in a week sounds like such a weird like set time now.
Well, it's time, partner. Time to rise up together. Guy's actually going through with it. While I sat at his side, seeing lives as dollar signs, had the stink of corruption all over me. And you know who put it there? Nah, not him. Me. Well, I ain't wearing it anymore, and neither are you. Tonight, we wash this whole damn city down.
Wait. That's a combination from the writer of Destiny 2 Witch Queen and the stunt coordinator, I think it said, of God of War. I would not have put any of those things together and come out with this.
This game is going live right now on Steam and will be part of the Steam Next Fest next week. I really want more playable games to get in the hands of you guys at home, and that's one of them.
I love, though, the idea of them being like, this came from the writer of a DLC of Destiny.
Megan, how you doing?
I'm so
Like,
good.
that's a
Fellow
big deal.
Canadian.
I know. We got just happen to always have these Canadian teams on the show. I don't know how that works out, right?
It's okay.
We do. Well, we have a great connection. We've also done a lot with Warframe over the years, and I know right now anyone watching on Twitch for more than 30 minutes, this show is going to get a special Twitch drop, right?
That's right. I already have seen people getting it.
I've tried Warframe. I don't hate it, but it's another one of those games that's like, man, I'd have to devote way too much time to this, and I can't.
Take over your special events category, but she is there and she is for you if you are properly linked up.
No, Warframe, you know, as I said, we've done a lot over the years. You guys have done incredible things with the game, and I know you have TennoCon coming up in July, which is your big kind of event of the year to reveal what's next. What can you tell us?
Well, I can't tell too much, but yeah, July 16th, 2022. It's a digital event again this year. Today, actually, we just launched the digital items for it, so you can get some in-game goodies, some really cool cosmetics, some merch, all that really great stuff went live today. But of course, the reason I'm here is to, you know, kind of debut. We have our Tenno Live during TennoCon, which is our big reveal of the night, and we usually do a little bit of a gameplay, a little bit of a demo, and I think a lot of people can suspect what it might be, but I'm here to kind of confirm what it is that Tenno Live is going to show.
And what is that?
Can I say it?
Yes, I think you can.
Okay, you're going to get your first look at the Deviri Paradox.
Finally,
I know it's been a couple years.
Explain.
Paradox is going to be what Tenno Live is all about, and I'm so happy. The team worked really hard on the teaser you're about to see for it, and I'm just really proud and excited to show it.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for being here on Summer.
I feel like as someone who's not deep into Warframe, I feel left out that they're like, this thing's coming, and I go, what's the thing?
My child, my friend, what was done is done. New dangers, new choices await us now. For now, dream of who we were and of who we have become.
That was a thing. All right, you're spending a little too much time on the Twitch drops. Can we go now?
next, it's time for a new look at Honkai Star Rail, an upcoming open-world space RPG. Yeah, a lot of space today from Genshin Impact Studio.
Or at least Jeff's admitting it.
Mobile and PC. This studio continues to deliver, and this new trailer reveals for the very first
So
time
basically, it's Genshin Impact in space. Got it.
Listen, you are in a daze right now. You don't know who you are, why you're here. None of that matters.
What an anime trope. You don't know what you're here for. We'll show you the way.
You will meet companions who treat you like family and embark on
And all of them have big tits.
remember what you feel in this moment. As long as you know in your heart where you're heading.
You know she's good at fighting because she's wearing stilettos. And one of them drinks tea. Good lord.
That's the you I like.
I'm not saying I can smell anime bullshit a mile away, but that was definitely anime bullshit.
Welcome aboard the Cienjo La Fool.
Wait, that was like supposed to be like an extra teaser thing?
Not all from Hoyoverse. Today, I'm excited
Is that supposed to?
Zone Zero, their next major new IP. It's a futuristic urban action game. I have to say, I'm blown away by what I've seen so far. It was announced a couple weeks ago, and it has the detail of Genshin Impact with a fast-paced action style. Here is the world premiere of a brand
Ugh, I hate the fact that Genshin Impact is going to be spawning so many of these games now, because I do not understand Genshin Impact. Like, unless you're just thirsting over anime characters, I legitimately don't understand why people like Genshin. I've played that game. It is one of the dullest games I've ever played. And believe me, you can get me to like some things if you put anime in it. I haven't played Breath of the Wild yet, but I don't even say it's thirsty anime Breath of the Wild because I assume Breath of the Wild is actually good. I mean, if it's more faster-paced action, I'd be more interested in this. But again, whenever I hear the words Genshin Impact attached to something, I immediately lose any interest. But at least what this shows looks at least interesting at best. I'd still be very wary of it, though. Okay.
One of my favorite reveals last year was TMNT.
So that's two anime trailers with two lasting teaser things that we all look at and go, that's supposed to be exciting to me?
Way to reveal one exciting aspect of the game they've been keeping under wraps until now.
At least we move on to something else that I'm actually interested in. Yes, Casey Jones, thank you. Now I can make obligatory sports puns for every single thing I do. Oh, nice. 6-player? That's actually pretty cool for those kind of games. Another literally in a week. Seriously, what's with the 7-day wait period? Why can't it be ready today? That's so bizarre. Oh, you know he's cool because he's smoking. What is this, 1980? I'm seeing a lot of, doesn't this look cool, and not enough what's actually cool about this. This feels like a free-to-play Fortnite clone. Or like Battle Arena clone. Yeah, this is definitely something I'm completely tuning away from. Nope, no thing. Oh, hey, Civ game that I tried and actually couldn't get into.
How far will you push humankind?
I'm not gonna lie, I can never imagine playing these kinds of games on console. It just doesn't feel right.
Humankind allows you to shape your civilization by combining a multitude of historical civilizations from the ancient to the modern era. One Piece is celebrating its
Oh, we're back to anime again. Damn it.
And Bandai Namco is bringing the mega popular franchise back to video games with One Piece Odyssey.
What do you mean bringing it back to video games? It's like Naruto. They don't stop making video games of them.
This trailer reveals the setting, a mysterious island where
Seriously, it's the same 3 titles. It's Naruto, it's One Piece, and it's Dragon Ball. Can someone please make a different anime game? I know that they think anime fans only like 3 things, but can we try to do something different? Like, where's my Hellsing game? Where's that? Actually, I say 4. JoJo's usually gets a lot too. Yeah, Moboy, I do not like this graphic at all. This looks awful. Like, we've now seen with, like, say, Arc Systems works with Dragon Ball FighterZ that you can do a game that looks very much like the anime and keep that. There's no excuse anymore. But they make these really haphazardly, like, low-budget games just because of the license.
Filled with new encounters and hidden mysteries. Unravel the adventure that
I think even if I liked One Piece, I'd be like, no, I can't.
in an odyssey beyond imagination. One Piece Odyssey.
Also, what's with Odyssey being used in a lot of titles lately?
あなたたちの記憶をもとに作られた世界よ。
This August, Soul Hackers 2 from Atlas launches, and we've got your first listen to the English voice cast with this quick new look.
Oh hey, look, it's another Atlas game that's not Persona coming to PC like it should have a long time ago.
Ringo.
Take my hand. You get one more chance to make things right.
Oh yeah, that English voice acting sounds so good! He says sarcastically.
So that's our mission then. Save the world.
Why is it every time? Oh my god, that was it? You didn't even give them something good to say. What the actual fuck? Why is it that Japanese games, whenever they get English voice acting, it's either bad or funny? There's no in between.
And it wouldn't be the mega sale without the free games vault, featuring Maneater. Be sure to claim your copy before the sale ends on June 16th. Tune into the Epic Games Store Twitch channel for our summer showcase on
man.
June 10th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. We're taking a look at new announcements.
It almost gets to the point that you're like, they should stop trying to localize the voice acting for a lot of these games, because they spend so much time on it and it keeps the game from coming out. And it's always bad voice acting. It's almost always bad. That's adorable that there's that many decent names in game streaming. Stop it. Stop it. It took a while, but at least you can now play Xbox Game Pass on your TV and not have to worry about all the extra equipment, which is nice. Now, I hope you got the connection that can handle it, but...
You're gonna get hit with the unexpected in Mario Strikers Battle League.
It's good to see these kind of games back.
Soccer-ish sport. Chaos reigns.
I wish more sports games would go to this route anyway. I'm so tired of EA Sports realism games.
Mario Strikers Battle League.
I like playing fun sports games. Who knew?
Hi, my name
name is
Oh, we're
Carl,
back to
and
Metal
I'm a
Hellsinger?
developer on Metal Hellsinger.
Yep.
You know how in some games where the music's really good, you feel compelled to move and shoot to the beat? But what if you had to? In Metal, the better you are at slaying to the beat, the more intense everything gets. And we have vocal performances from legendary artists like Serge Tankian from System of a Down. So while headbanging isn't mandatory, we do recommend it. Our demo is live now on Steam, Xbox.
I'm curious about that game, but I'm also still unsure about it. Like, it sounds like a cool idea. It's just my brain's going, like, shooting to the beat. Like, I move way too frantically for that. But I'm down for the music. Ooh, nice arch enemy. Sweet. Of course, Randy Blythe's got to be in there. Not cool enough until I get some Rob Halford or something in here. Come on. Still, after all this, though, we haven't had that one big thing that made me go, oh shit, I need to play that.
Metal music, and right now, as I mentioned, a demo has launched on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation for you to play for free. Next up, a new game launches tomorrow, The Quarry from Supermassive Games. This spiritual successor to Until Dawn stars David Arquette and an all-star cast. It's getting great reviews, and this is one of those...
I love it's David Arquette and an all-star cast.
Where your every choice shapes your story and determines who lives and who dies at a camp in upstate New York.
You gotta separate the two, remember that.
Family is the most important thing in the world. But if your whole family, you know, like every last one of them decided to jump down the bottom of a well and they're all just hanging on the end of a rope, how can one person be expected to pull them all back out? You can't. So you pull on that rope and you're just going to fall right down to the bottom of the well with the rest of them. And what's the point of that?
What? There is a lot more to this than you realize.
Like what?
Kidnapping, murder, cover-ups. I think the whole Hackett family is in on it.
You have no idea what's going on here. Not a goddamn clue. All right, let's do this.
Who should I call?
911.
You mean 911? Who says 911?
Goodbye, cruel world. We gotta get out.
I'm gonna enjoy watching you die.
Oh, that face. Oh, God.
This isn't a ghost story. It's a creature feature. It's really happening and you're all in it.
This is gonna get a little messy.
Them's the rules, you noob.
Back at the Game Awards, we were proud to reveal Nightingale, a shared world survival crafting game from Inflection Games up in Canada. Now it's time to give you a brand new look and deeper look at the game, including its innovative realm card system.
I feel like at this point, the only thing that might grab my attention, like, in a massive way is going to be the one more thing moment, if there is one. Because I feel like we're at that point in the show where it's a lot of stuff that I'm like, eh. If they say it's good, maybe I'll look at it.
You're alone in the realms, I'm afraid. The portals are a mess. Not even sure if Nightingale made it.
And you always got to hold out the one last thing in a Summer Game Fest to be a Kojima thing, so...
I'd say that staying fed, dry, and rested
should be your priority. If the portal arch is inactive, you'll need to make realm cards from rare resources. Once you have realm cards, you can activate the portal. Beware though. Foul things lurk in the interrealmic void, waiting to get in. Be ready with your axe pick.
I'm not liking the color scheme because some things fade too much into the background too well, which is kind of throwing me off. But I mean, it looks interesting, but it's another one of those cases of like, is this something that I'm gonna need to play? And it's a resounding no at this point.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended.
That's been a big story of a lot of the stuff today. It's been like, I mean, it looks like it could be something, but like I'm not here for it until like it's a universally liked game. Or like it's something I can try on like Game Pass for free.
Marching in on August 23rd with the reboot of Saints Row that we were.
And then speaking of things that really haven't gotten my attention, which is driving me mental because I should have been so excited for this.
PC and console, which lets you design and set up your character. And since it's Saints Row, you guys are going to have a lot of fun with this one. Check it out.
Guys?
You gotta do something to capture people's attention. So what do we build next?
Me. We are so good at this.
Which fool wanna challenge me? Got a pack on your back with a strap, can't relax cause you know there's no guarantee. I ain't never left, that's a fact, don't react to the test of the mass and the cavalry. Stay correct, that's your majesty. Savage, never kneel, never have defeat.
Seriously, this is perfect. Dinner and a show, baby.
Fall drop from the roof, is it? Yeah, cut them loose if they ain't gon' get the proof with ya. If you're looking for the truth, mister, cash ain't grind cause I got one thing to prove quicker.
Because like the one thing about this trailer that has not got my attention, when you watch like trailers for Saints Row 3 and 4 specifically, there were moments that made you laugh. This seems like it's basically just, here's how wacky this game's gonna be. And I go, that's literally 10% of your game, Saints Row. Like, a lot of it, it's the humor. It's not the wackiness. It's the humor. It's the over-the-top gameplay, and it's the funny joking and banter that happens constantly during the game. The character creator is the first hour of your game, and that's mostly it. And the fact that they're focusing so much on the character creator is extremely worrying to me.
Co-op action and terrifying enemy hordes to team up against. And it's out on September 13th for PC, on Steam, and exclusively on console on Xbox.
Manufacturer Maxell 1736 is heading towards a power systems failure thanks to a bit of heretic sabotage. So you're going to restore the coolant and hopefully save the day. Get in, access the operations array, and use the cryonic rods to flush the system.
I'm just glad to see the Warhammer is like finally starting to get like a good string of games, where it used to be like a lot of like from what I've been told from my friends that are deep into Warhammer and play a lot of these games, that they've been kind of mediocre for a while, and they finally started to like have a more consistent run of games again. Kind of has like a feeling like it's Doom but Warhammer.
Set your data interrogators. If all goes well, we can unlock the system, prime the rods, and send them where they're needed. That's the first part done. Get to the base of the Matrix Spire and put those cryonic rods to work.
Yeah, it looks pretty neat. That part doesn't exactly look exciting. It's like, here, hold this thing while you walk through all the fun.
Bloober Team is known for psychological horror games like Blair Witch and The Medium.
Oh, we're back to horror again.
Reveal their latest creation made completely in Unreal Engine 5 for a visceral.
I feel like the unfortunate part about a lot of streaming is that it's made horror games so much more popular because that's what everybody likes to play on streams now. I think that's also why we're seeing a lot of horror games in this show, because it's all for Twitch gamers.
Insanity runs in our family. Let it run. They say it's a tale of sadness and guilt of an artist trapped in a place beyond redemption. It's a lie. This is a story of my fear, pain, and hatred, of the horror of my loneliness. And it is mine to tell.
Now I see it. All this misery, all this suffering. There was no other way.
At the very least, it's not sci-fi horror. We're not on a derelict spaceship this time. Mole, don't give people ideas. We don't need another one of these games. It's a Victorian spaceship.
This October, Gotham Knights.
Oh boy.
Batman is dead, and it's up to the Batman family, Batgirl, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Robin to protect Gotham.
I have had no good vibes about this game since it was announced.
Montreal to hear from executive producer Fleur Marty.
Hello and warm welcome from WB Games Montreal. I'm Fleur Marty. I'm the executive producer on Gotham Knights. Today, we are thrilled to share more with you on one of our beloved knights, Nightwing. This showcase is the first in our character series, and we're really looking forward to share more with you as we continue working towards our launch on October 25th. So I hope you enjoy.
At least they're not. I can't imagine how really dumb the Red Hood one's gonna look when it's an entire video full of gameplay that shows you constantly shooting people, but no one dies.
I had nothing, and then this city
became my home. Its people became my family. Gotham gave me everything. It deserves to feel safe. No matter how hard we try, there's always more to do. And now, it's up to me.
Guys, you've shown gameplay before. You don't have to cinematic trailer this whole thing. Or maybe you do, because the game I don't think is actually going to be that good. Yeah, I'm very concerned about this game.
That was Gotham Knights, and now we welcome. Oh, look who it is! Neil Druckmann from Naughty Dog, co-president of Naughty Dog. Great to have you with us, Neil. It's been a.
Oh, Neil's here. Is that likely meaning that we're going to see the Last of Us 1 remake for PS5 or remaster for PS5? I think.
Well, the good news is there's some stuff that hasn't leaked. And we have lots to share with people about all things at Naughty Dog. But first of all, it is it's a big month actually for Last of Us fans because Last of Us 1 and 2 both launched in June, and it's nearing its 2-year anniversary for Last of Us Part 2, which is hard to believe.
Yeah, it's crazy. 9 years for Last of Us 1, 2 years for Last of Us Part 2, and we still hear from fans. They're still sending us letters and art, and these characters in this journey and this world mean so much to them. And it's just been kind of amazing. Like Last of Us Part 2 early this year.
I mean, I've tried to play Last of Us 1, Mole Boy. It's not even, doesn't matter what time of year it is, I can't play that game. It's way too depressing for me. I can't do it. Also, I didn't like the gameplay at all.
Multiple projects. Okay, very interesting. So what can Last of Us fans expect in the future from you?
Thank you for asking, Jeff.
Yes.
So one of the things we've mentioned a while back is what started out as a multiplayer mode has evolved due to the team's ambition. They really wanted to do something beyond.
Or are they finally talking about factions?
We felt the way to do it justice is to make it a standalone title. And they've been working on it for the past 2 years. Ambition has grown, and we're not quite ready to fully unveil it, but we're ready to lift the curtain a little bit and just give you like an update of where we're at.
Okay, well,
so
what
still
can you
nothing.
Tell us about this new standalone multiplayer game.
Yeah, so we have a concept art that we want to show.
Okay.
But what I can tell you is that this game is big.
Okay.
It's as big as any of our single-player games that we've done, and in some ways bigger. It's got a story. The way we're telling that story is very unique to this game.
Now, a multiplayer game of this, I might take a look at. I'd be more likely to try that than I would to try to go through the single-player campaign again.
I've already figured it out. And it's really cool. And it's being headed by Vinith Agarwal, Anthony Newman, and Joe Padnatti, all veterans of Uncharted and Last of Us. And you're going to see a lot more of this game come next year.
Next year, so I wait till next year to hear more about that one. Okay, well, very exciting that this has evolved, and I mean that concept art looks incredible. I can't wait to see Naughty Dog's storytelling.
It is. I'm a little irritated though. They're like, we're going to talk about factions, but here's a piece of concept art that's going to mean absolutely nothing in the end.
That's not all. We also have something that I've been reading about on the internet every day. It feels like up in Calgary, they're filming the Last of Us show for HBO, right?
Yeah, so for the past year, we've teamed up with Craig Mazin of Chernobyl fame and HBO to adapt The Last of Us into a TV show. They've been filming, and it's pretty incredible. The stuff I'm getting back, when we're looking at back at Naughty Dog, we can't help but feel emotional because not only is it so good and the quality is so high, it's so authentic to what we've made in the game.
I'm sure it'll be good for those that care about it, but like I don't even think I'll end up watching that either. Just because if I'm not into the game, I don't think I'll be into the story much either.
Actually, their last day of filming is tomorrow.
So the entire series, last day of filming is tomorrow.
Last day of filming is tomorrow. Craig is up there right now, kind of wrapping it all up. So it's pretty close. It's closer than you might think.
And you actually got to direct one of the episodes?
Yes, I think that really speaks to the kind of collaboration and trust that exists between Naughty Dog and HBO. They invited me to direct one of the episodes. I think we have an image from the episode I actually directed.
Did you just bring images with you, Neil?
So you could see this is a certain museum that players might know from the game. And I really have to talk about Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey, and not only directing them, but seeing them do all the other episodes. They've thrown themselves at these roles for a whole year. Watching the nuance that they bring to these characters, their relationship on and off camera, I couldn't help but think about Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson. It felt so similar to the chemistry those two actors had when we made the game. And it really feels like this is going to be something special. And I will say this will be
Yeah, it's kind of the same vibes too. Like I think it might actually be a really good show, but I have no personal interest in it.
I've seen both public and other stuff makes it feel sort of super legitimate, as you said, and that's awesome to see Joel and Ellie from the front side now for the first time. So we'll see more of that next year. That's coming as well, right? Serious?
You'll hear about it very soon. That's
okay.
All I'll say right now.
All right. Well, Last of Us HBO, very, very exciting. And I hear you actually have a couple actors from the show who are going to join us here.
We happen to have a couple actors here that are part of the show. We should bring them up.
Okay. Come on out.
Oh, what's up, guys?
Oh, hello.
Surprise.
Troy's back again. Hello,
I know.
Ashley. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I'm a little confused, though. I thought maybe Pedro Bella, but Troy Ashley out here from the game, right?
So when Craig and I started working on the show, almost one of our very first meetings, we said, Troy and Ashley have to be a part of it. And we're such fans of like the talent and the helping us create Joel and Ellie. We felt like it was so important that they become part of the show. And it has to be more than just like kind of like a wink to the camera and like a cameo.
Troy getting more screen time than anybody on this thing.
Keeping on the wraps for now. But man, I'm bummed that I couldn't be there with you guys when you filmed your stuff.
There's been so much stuff
I
feel like
so good
on the internet. There's so much like talk about what's being filmed, and I think that's you guys have kept a complete secret that you were up there and you filmed your roles by now, obviously.
Well, keeping secrets with this franchise is kind of old hat. Like we've
except
had
for today.
Except for the date. Except for the date. It was one of the hardest things for us to do is to not let people know that because we're so proud of it and the work that we did. We worked hard. The crew. I have to say. When I walked out on set, to be met with literally every person that I met on that crew is such a fan of this game, and they all knew what it was that they were working on and committed to working on this project because of their fan and their love for the game was one of the greatest. It was like I was coming home to friends.
Yeah, I the attention to detail, the crew was amazing.
Troy, put some socks on. It's throwing me off.
They're so perfect, and we've been trying to sort of describe that feeling of sort of seeing them in person. It's like the characters coming to life, but it's so much more than that. I feel like I can't fully explain it, but I am so excited to be a part of it, and just I can't wait to see it. I think it is going to be so good. I love the story. I love being a part of
I'm
this
so
world.
excited about the series and the fact that you guys are going to be in it and undisclosed roles. I'm so fascinated how it's going to sort of bob and weave and are these characters we know from the game that they're playing? New characters? Can you tell us anything?
Yes.
I can tell you.
So sneaky. All right. Well, we're so excited.
Maybe it's already on Twitter by now.
Hey. All right. Well, let's talk about.
Isn't it funny that stuff leaks?
Today. Lots to talk about the idea, or really what's happening.
Even though they're probably mostly intentional leaks.
The original game, and this is like a ground-up remake. Is that right?
That's right. We wanted to give people the definitive version of the first game that wasn't encumbered by any technology. Wanted to find a way to get even closer to our original vision, and we're able to do it on the PS5 and PC. And instead of talking about it, let's look at it.
All right, let's take a look at The Last of Us Part 1.
Yeah, so there's the remaster.
So why'd you leave Boston?
I've been on quite the adventure, little brother.
I reckon it's got something to do with that girl.
It's got everything to do with that little girl.
You know, I've never been this close.
It's the outside.
So is that everything you hoped for?
Can't be any worse out there. Can it?
Once upon a time, I had somebody that I cared about. And in this world, that's good for one thing. Get you killed.
I can take care of myself.
How many close calls have we
Like I
had?
said, I'm sure people will be really excited that they get to replay this, but like,
Every shot.
I still have to ask the question, did this need to be done? The game's not even a decade old, I think. It still falls in that era of like, or area of game that didn't need a remaster, but gets a remaster, and yeah, I could understand it's like, okay, we're gonna throw it on PC, cool. But like now that we're doing a full-on remaster for for PS5, it also just seems like kind of pointless. Because I think a lot of Last of Us fans can even argue that it stands on its own still today.
Again, I mean, you use the original performances.
Yeah, actually, we came up with a process where we could take the original animation that we did for the faces and kind of like retarget it on these new rigs that have a lot more fidelity. And then the animators went back and
We're
studied.
seeing side by sides here just how much it has changed. That you went and you redid the models and rebuilt everything.
Everything was rebuilt from the ground up.
Like, it's not to say that it doesn't look really good. Don't get me wrong.
But
was
great
this
thing about the
necessary?
faces is that they're closer to the original performance. All the animators
Like,
went
here
and
we are
studied
with
those
factions
videos
still
and got
not
closer
even
to what you did on
ready
set
for a trailer
than you
yet.
would have achieved before.
But we're doing
And that's
this.
just like one of the things
If I was a fan of Last of Us, I'd also be wondering, like, guys, like, why are we doing this? Like, I want the faction stuff done. But instead, you guys are working on this stuff, which you've already re-released it once.
All new players for PS5 and PC. We wanted them to have the definitive version of The Last of Us.
Amazing. Well, now you guys get to replay. I mean, when was the last time you guys?
It would be like if Marvel's Wolverine was not being worked on right now because they were too busy trying to remaster Spider-Man again.
To refresh my memory before working on the show.
I was just a glutton for punishment, and I went straight from playing
never
part
played it.
1 straight into part 2. And so the last time that I played literally would have been 2 years ago, since we're celebrating the anniversary of part 2 coming out. So I mean, it looks like I'm definitely going to be up for another playthrough with this.
I can't wait to go back because it was. You guys did such an amazing job on that original game, and
It's really when you play it, when you see it in motion, it's really night and day from what it used to be.
I imagine that think of the Last of Us 2 combat, but kind of.
It's also like really jarring that we're spending so much time on this show on nothing. Because we've seen a concept art image of the multiplayer with no information, a screenshot of the TV show with no information, and now we're spending all of this time on a game that is 9 years old
Neil, you've talked a lot
and
about
getting a second
games directed by other
remaster.
people. What are you directing? You still making games?
Still making games. I haven't given up my day job. It's a little early to talk about. Maybe if someone in PlayStation wants to leak it, then we can talk about it.
We just wasted like 10 minutes on
We
this.
have a new project, but we'll save it for another Summer Game Fest.
Okay. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll try and save it. All right. Troy, Ashley, Neil, thank you so much for dropping by Summer Game Fest, and I am so excited that The Last of Us is returning, as you said, in September.
I mean, probably the original Resident Evil would count to that, but there was also massive gaps between
Naughty
them.
Dog and PlayStation for that very special look at The Last of Us and the entire franchise and where things are going. Very, very excited about that. All right, Summer Game Fest continues over the next few days. Coming up.
Wait, is
right
that
now
what you're
this
ending
very
on?
screen Is Day of the Des with I Am 8-Bit and Double Fine, including an exclusive new look at the planet Atlanta. And then the Devolver.
You can't possibly be ending on
Tomorrow,
that.
We've got Netflix Geeked Week, which I'll be co-hosting, and the Tribeca Games Showcase streaming, along with the Epic Games Store Showcase. And then finally Sunday, it's the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase. You can stream them all at summergamefest.com. As for me, I'll see you again in August when we are back live in Cologne, Germany for Gamescom Opening Night Live on August 23rd. And then the Game Awards will return in December live from the Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles. And finally, I'm excited to share that Summer Game Fest will return in June 2023 as a digital and in-person event to bring the gaming community together. Thanks for being a part of Summer Game Fest. And remember, there are more events and announcements to come. We'll see you soon.
Wow. All right. Let me mute this thing first before I finish up here. Okay, so that was a really dull 2 hours. Like, I know I could keep this on. I know we're seeing some Double Fine stuff here, but this is completely different stuff. I'm not really gonna stay on too long because I think the last time they did Day of the Devs, it was mostly just interviews and stuff, so I don't care. But this was really weak. Like, I'm not gonna say that like this was bad. I'm not gonna say this was bad, but there was almost nothing amazing about this. Like I said last year, bam, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, and that trailer was awesome. Like, that alone already trumps basically everything we saw in this. Like, apart from Marvel Midnight Suns, like, nothing else here made me go, whoa. Everything else has been mostly, I might look at that. It's not really my thing. We have way too much of, like, the same two things. Depressing, lonely game, and survival horror and sci-fi. What the actual fuck? Like, is there no creativity this year? Or did they all just, are they all saving their stuff for like other presentations? Because this was extremely, like, so much sound the exact same. Yeah, Neobar is saying that that American Arcadia, I believe it was called, that might be like the one like exception to, like, in terms of new things that I saw today that I went, that looks cool. Everything else was either no, or I've already seen this. There was nothing that blew my mind here. So I'm really disappointed with this, and I know that I'm sure there's more in this Day of Devs thing, but I've have my memories of what happened before, and I'm not gonna sit here for another hour. After 2 hours are now gone of this, so yeah, that was really disappointing. I expected at least something of interest every year at Summer Game Fest, because it's such a long show. It's easy for the show to start to get like a bit of a drag. But, like, generally it starts well and it ends well. It didn't do either. I don't even remember what they started with. Chad, do you remember what they started with? Because I don't remember now, because it's been 2 hours. My brain is gone. I think Modern Warfare was like one of the first things, but it wasn't the first thing. Let's go back. Let's see. What was the first thing here? Oh, a Street Fighter. And it was just Guile. Like, you opened up pretty poorly, and you ended pretty poorly. Because, look, again, like I said earlier, I'm not saying Last of Us Part 1 isn't cool. But, like, in the grand scheme of show closers, you generally want to end with a bang, and you ended with concept art, screenshot, and awkward interview. That's really bad. I really tried to save Summer Game Fest last year, especially my co-host Kaylan. He really did not like Summer Game Fest. I'm going to be eating crow on the next show when we record on Tuesday and release on Wednesday afternoon. I'm going to eat so much crow because this show was awful. Like, again, I'm not saying it was bad, but, like, considering what it could have done, there was so much time spent on nothing that was that interesting. I'm really, really disappointed that they didn't go a lot bigger with this. So I guess, what is the schedule for the rest of the week? I know Sunday I'll be here. That's the plan anyway. Sunday for sure I'll be doing stuff. What else is going on this week? I'll keep an eye on Devolver, but, like, I'm not streaming that because it's mostly going to be indie stuff, and that's not too big. The IGN Expo will probably have not that much. Yeah, it's not really until we get to, like, the Xbox show on Sunday, which I will definitely be there for. I might also do the PC gaming show. I'm not sure. That one's going to be tough. I'll see as it goes. I think it might only be an hour based on the schedule because there's a Guerrilla Collective right after it. But for sure, I think, what's the time here? 1 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, I'll be here for the Xbox One. So that would be the plan. Otherwise, we'll see what happens if I feel like the PC gaming show might be something. Like, if I'm still super hyped after the Xbox show, I'll probably stick around for the PC gaming show just for fun, but we'll see. But otherwise, like, this was a pretty poor waste of 2 hours. I could have done so much else with this time. And instead, it could have just waited till IGN or X gaming journalist company showed the entire list of everything announced. Because, yeah, this could have been summed up in less than half the time. This was a colossal, like, waste of time for sure. My bathroom already is clean, Neobari. Thanks for mentioning that, though. I cleaned it earlier this morning. How ironic. But yeah, apart from really like Midnight Suns and American Arcadia, I can't say that too much was really exciting in this show. That's a real shame. So yeah, so that's gonna do it. So if you're here live, thanks for hanging out with me. It made this a little bit more bearable than it would if I was on my own for 2 hours. For anybody catching the stream, whether it's live right now or on the VOD, I do my podcasts. I have 2 of them here, as you can see in the top left corner there. PixelPlay is our current news show. That's up Wednesdays at noon. Cartridge and Quarters is my retro gamer podcast. That's Saturdays at 10 a.m. And yeah, I'll see you guys on Sunday when we do the Xbox show, possibly the PC gaming show, but otherwise, we're just going to stick with Xbox for now, and we'll see how that plays out. Otherwise, I mean, all of you that are in the chat, I'm going to see you probably in the Discord later. You know, we'll deal with that. But otherwise, at the bottom right corner, you see the link to the link tree that gives all our socials, link to our podcast Discord, link to our email if you guys want to ask us questions for the shows, any and all of that, that's all there. Thank you so much for joining me on this 2-hour slog, and I will see you guys on Sunday when we do the Xbox, and then obviously Saturday morning, if you check us out on YouTube, we will have, or I should say YouTube, also on where you get your audio podcasts, we will have a new episode of Cartridge and Quarters, probably where we just make fun of Sega and Square again. Probably Sega mostly because Sega or Sonic Frontiers was such a pile of ass, and we really need to talk about that. Anyways, signing off for now. Thanks again, guys. See you on the next one.